What is shaking, everybody? Happy Thursday to you. It's kind of a surprise Thursday offering because we usually do Friday, but Friday I'll be driving up to Sacramento for the Kings and the Warriors, and we should let everybody know our sponsor, Fieldwork, the official non-alcoholic craft beer of your San Jose Sharks, who lost last night to the Oilers 5-2. Hey, look, the Oilers are really good. Celebrini got him off to a good start, 1-0 power play, and then Edmonton said no. No. Ends up being 5-2. I'm checking though, because while the Sharks lose, you still could be a winner. I gotta check and see if Toffoli assisted on any of those. Not the first one. That was Orloff and Will Smith. And then on Sherwood's goal, Eklund Wenberg. So nope. No soup for you. But I did not check this. The Giants with another shutout yesterday. And they did have 6 runs batted in. And I'm guessing, I don't remember my guy Patrick Bailey, Fieldworks guy Patrick Bailey being one of them, but I better check. No, 1 for 3. And so it's going to be interesting how much time he continues to get. I know Vitello said he's their guy, Gold Glove guy, all that, blah, blah, blah. And look, Patrick Bailey is great behind the dish. Don't get me wrong. And I don't want to get too like, oh, Susak, get him some more time. What has he had, like 8 at-bats? I don't know exactly how many, but it's not been a lot. But he just hits. He just hits for now. But you know how baseball is. You give somebody 20 games and it's like, oh, hey, 40 games. Ooh, all right. 80 games. 120. Man. Baseball is so tough, man. You just have to do it consistently over and over and over and over and over again. And so, yeah, no, I mean, McDavid's the best player in hockey. McDavid, he's the best player in hockey. Now, I don't know who's going to win. We're going to talk about the MVP in the NBA. Not going to talk about the NBA or the NHL MVP because I just don't know enough and I don't watch enough. I'd say McDavid, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I get my guess. Look, McDavid is the best player in the game. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. And I don't think you need to know a ton about hockey to know that. But if it still holds true and the Avalanche still have the best record, I would imagine McKinnon's probably going to get it. I mean, McKinnon is not that far behind McDavid. McKinnon's a fantastic player as well. And if they still have the best, most points in the league, let's see, they have 112. And the Hurricanes up 106. So I don't know. It's interesting because it just kind of transitioning to the NBA, and we'll get to the Warriors. Well, let's do the Warriors now. Then we'll do the Rookie of the Year and the NBA MVP. Warriors tonight take on the Lakers. No Steph, not going to play back to back. I guess there's some veteran. I remember this, the veteran exception. That you can sit veterans on back-to-back. So I don't know if that means he's playing tomorrow. I would think that he'd play at home and not play in Sacramento, but whatever. I don't know. I'll give you my thoughts after we get done with the MVP and the Rookie of the Year on the 65-game rule, which I think needs to be tweaked just a little bit. I like it. I like the rule, but it does need to be tweaked. So the Warriors are locked into 10. They're going to go to Portland or they're going to go to the Clippers. They're going to go to LA, go to Portland. If they win that one, they'll have one more game, and they'll have to go to Portland, LA, or Phoenix. First game will be Wednesday. Wednesday night, they'll have the late game. So I'll be going to that game. I think their best chance to win is the Clippers. Portland's just massive. Portland's big. I mean, and they're kind of bullies too, man. Klingon and Abdia. I love Abdia. He was getting good in Washington, but I didn't pay much attention to him. Like, who watches Washington games? No, nobody watches Washington games. I'm not even sure family members watch Washington games. So he was like kind of on the ascent, and then he gets to Portland. So you watch him play 2 or 3 times a year because they're playing the Warriors. It's like, oh damn, Abdi has kind of figured it out. And then you watch him this year, he was an all-star. I mean, he's just a big dude, and he loves getting downhill, loves getting to the rim. Holiday, Scoot Henderson has had some really nice games. Kamara is a really nice 3-and-D guy they have up there. So I like Portland. I think Portland is a team that they look out in the next couple years for the Trailblazers. So and the Clippers, the length usually is what gets the Warriors with the Clippers. But I still think you have a better chance of beating the Clippers than you do the Trailblazers. So they're locked in to 10. There's still some things to figure out with the Eastern Conference. Tim asked me a couple nights ago who I'm most interested to watch in the Eastern Conference. Philly. Philly's the one team because I think that the variance with Philly is pretty wide, pretty dramatic. Like you have Paul George, who coming back from his suspension, his PED suspension. You don't hear that very often in the NBA, PED suspension. I know Don McLean got one of those, and there's only been a couple guys that have had that. So he got suspended for 25 games, came back, been playing fantastic. When Embiid plays, he's been playing really well. And then Maxey Edgecombe is a really nice player for him, the rookie. So if they get to 6, it's good. I'd love to see a matchup like between them and the Knicks in the first round. That'd be fun. But even if you're Boston, I don't know that you want to see them. If you're Detroit, I don't know that I want to see them. I mean, Embiid is so good. He is so good. And when George is playing like he's playing, it's going to be tough. That is not going to be an easy matchup. Like I think the easier matchup, even though they have a better record than them, like I'd much rather play the Raptors. I'd much rather play the Hornets. Just give me one of those teams. Even though they're going to be super excited to be in the playoffs, crowds are going to be loud and everything. That's fine. I'd rather go up against them with not that much playoff experience than go up against Philadelphia with all that talent. The West is pretty much set now. Lakers are falling. No Luka, no Reeves. I could say something glib like no Reeves, no Luka, no chance. It's probably true though, but I don't think they're going to win a championship anyway. If they play Houston, I still think without those two, they have an outside chance of beating Houston because Houston's the weirdest team in the league this year. Houston's been up, they've been down, they've been 6-game win streak. I think they're on a 7-game win streak right now. They've had losing streaks. It's so hard to get a bead on Houston. Like really who are the Houston Rockets? I still don't really know who the Houston Rockets are, but it's just such a bummer. No Luka, no Reeves. And I know most of the people on this thread aren't Laker fans. I get that. Or LA fans for that matter. So whatever, no love lost. But when the playoffs happen, I just want to see everybody healthy. I just want to see everybody play. I want to see the best versus the best. That's what makes the playoffs incredible. If you can get full rosters on both sides. And over the last few years, that just hasn't been the case. I mean, you look what's happened to the Lakers. Last year, it was Lillard that went down. Tatum went down. I think there was one other Achilles guy that went down. There were like 3 guys in the playoffs that went down. They were like major guys. You're like, well, I mean, I was really looking forward to watching that series. Not so much now. Not so much. So, still watch the Lakers, but it's not as fun. If you had Luka and Reeves and they finished 3 and they got a chance to face Minnesota, like fully healthy with Ant back, and hopefully he'll be back. He's not. I mean, again, we just got Cade Cunningham back last game, which is nice to see. We just need to start getting some of these guys healthy, hopefully. So next week we'll have a better chance to kind of get into the playoff matchups because we'll have the play-in games determined by end of next week. So we'll know all the playoff matchups and who's playing who and kind of give you my playoff predictions. OKC will factor in. OKC will I'll probably have them winning just because they're the best team Although San Antonio is really good, and Boston, I wouldn't sleep on them. And don't sleep on Detroit. Detroit's like the best record in the East all year long. All year long. And it's, oh, Boston's back. Oh, Tatum's back. Oh, Boston's back. Tatum. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just don't forget about Detroit. That's a really, really good basketball team. Physical basketball team with an F, physical. So I'm not sleeping on them. If they were to make it out of the East, I wouldn't be completely shocked. I think they'll probably need a year of experience. So Boston is still going to be everyone's favorite. It'll be my favorite too. Cleveland, all offense, no defense. And I just got through watching them play. They're kind of a mess. They do some silly stuff. They just like, what are we doing out there? Like, what's going on? What's happening? So Cleveland is, and then New York's the same way. I can't quite figure them out. They're the Houston of the East. I haven't been able to get, and I haven't watched them as much as I've watched the Rockets, but I haven't been able to get a handle on them. Like, what are they? Who are they? I know Brunson's the guy, and they got players, right? They got Cat, Towns. I mean, well, Cat is Towns. Anunoby, Hart, Bridges, Robinson. They got some good players, obviously, but it just, for whatever reason, hasn't quite hit. And so anyway, that's what it was. Thank you, Steve. I just happened to look up at the comments. It was Halliburton. Halliburton got hurt last year at the very end of the series against OKC. In fact, I think it was like the first 2 minutes they went down in that game. And it was like, oops, toast. It's such a fun series. Indiana, they're so much fun to watch. I love the way Carlisle lets them play, and just a really fun team. And that just took the air right out of the balloon. But thank you. I appreciate that. I knew it was somebody huge that got hurt. So at least he got to play most of the playoffs. The other two really didn't. All right, let's get to the MVP, who I think is going to win the MVP this year. So who are the candidates? You got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You got Wembanyama. You got Joker. I'll throw in Luka just because he was on such a heater at the end of the year, but he's not going to get enough games to qualify. Cade Cunningham in the East and Jaylen Brown in the East. Those would be my 5, 6. And I'll for the sake of the argument, the discussion, we'll throw Luka out just because Luka's not going to get the games. Now, Cade's going to get to 64. I know there are a few exceptions that they have, that they could still move him up and let him be all NBA and let him be, get MVP votes and stuff like that, be eligible for the awards. I'm not sure what they are. Hopefully they give it to him. And I'll get to that in a little bit, what they should do about the 65 game rule and why they did it in the first place. But if we're looking at those 5, MVP is so hard because it's how do you view the MVP? We have this discussion every single year. How do you view the MVP? Is it best player? Is it best player on best team? Is it like best player that didn't have as much help as the other players that put up an incredible year and kind of drug his team into the position they're in? Is it somebody whose other teammates got hurt and he did an incredible job putting him in position to, let's say, have home court in the first round? Like, there's just so many different options that you can go with. And I think everyone views it differently. I'm more of a best record, best player type guy, unless it's close. Right? Unless the records are close, then you start kind of looking into, okay, who would you go with? Now, I'm not going to get into all the analytics, and I'm not going to get into all the advanced metrics. It's just too much. For me, it is. For me, it is like the defensive metrics, the offensive metrics, the plus minus when you're off the court. There's just so many things you can look at that you end up tying yourself into a pretzel. You're just in a pretzel. Like I'm a pretzel. Give me some mustard. So I didn't feel like I didn't really feel like doing that. But I'll just give you my thoughts, having watched these guys play like multiple times. I know all their games and I know what they mean to their teams. So, and let's assume that Cade Cunningham is going to get the exception just for the sake of the argument. So the Pistons right now are sitting at, let me get it here for you. They're sitting at 58-22, 3.5 games up. So they've got the East sewed up. So that's the best record in the East. And then you look at the Western Conference, and it's OKC, 64 wins, San Antonio 61, 52 for the Creamy Nougats. So if I'm voting right now, it's between Shea and Wemby. Now, if you want the best player in basketball, if you think the MVP is the best player in basketball, then you have no other choice than to vote for Joker. Joker's the best player in basketball. I'm not sure how close it is. Maybe it's close, maybe it's not. But he is the best player in basketball. The man is going to lead the league in rebounding and assists. That is an absurd combo. Assists and rebound, or scoring and rebounds, okay. Scoring and assists, difficult, but okay. Got it. Now I'm going to go rebounds, assist. Okay. Rebounds, assist while you average a triple-double. And it's a triple-double. People always come in with this. Well, Russell Westbrook used to get triple-double. Russell Westbrook's triple-doubles were empty calories compared to Nikola Jokic's triple-doubles. Jokic's triple-doubles lead to victories. They help the team win. Like you look at like Westbrook's triple-doubles, what were they, 500 at OKC that year? And so I might have voted for Nash over Kobe. You know, you're right. I don't know that I had a vote that year. And I know people said that how could you vote for Nash over Kobe? And I told them, I go, well, look at the records. Look at the records. And that's that. Now, if you vote for Kobe that year over Nash, totally get it. Like, who's the better player? Not even close. Kobe's a better player. Absolutely. So it's what do you value? Like, I would never say, oh, you're wrong. Like, if you want to vote for Joker this year, I wouldn't vote for Joker. But if you wanted to vote for Joker, I get it. He's the best player in basketball. And it's not like they have a terrible record. They're third in the West. All right. So he's going to get home court. The Nuggets are going to get home court, and they're going to be right behind the two best teams in basketball. In fact, if I take a look at the Nuggets, 52-28. Yeah, I mean, they're 12 games back. So they're quite a ways back. To me, I mean, that's a lot. And you could tell me guys were hurt, right? Gordon was hurt. Brown was hurt. He was hurt. I think Murray played most games this year. I think he was the one guy that played most of the games, 75. He played. So he's on pace to play 77 games. So, look, best player in basketball, over 50 wins. They're not near. They're not even close. I don't even think they're a playoff team without him. You want to use that and say he's the MVP? Go ahead. That's fine. I get it. Totally get it. But I'm going to go with the two teams that are over 60 wins. And I'm going to go with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Wemby. Now, the reason I'm not taking Cade Cunningham is just not quite there. Like, not quite there. Great. Love Cade Cunningham. He may end up winning one. I mean, he may be the next American player that wins an MVP. We were talking about that on the show a couple of days ago. Like, who is it? Is it him? Brown, Tatum, Flag? Who else were we talking about? Oh my God. Ant was the other guy. But Cade Cunningham very well could be one of those guys, but just not like enough. Like, he was very good, but not quite, did what Shea did and Wembanyama did and Joker did. And for me, even Jaylen Brown. Like, you want to talk about a team and like their culture is strong. I get that. They have some really good players, but they're without, like, whether you want to call Tatum 1A or 1B, doesn't really matter. Jaylen Brown's the other guy, and he proved he's like a 1A guy this year. Like, you want to talk about, I don't want to say dragging a team forward and kind of willing them to win, but he's had a hell of a year this year, and nobody expected the Celtics to be where they are. Nobody. Now, if I said, boy, that team was awful with that would be a lie. They have some good players on that team. Like, I if I went down their roster right now, like, I'm a big fan of Peyton Pritchard. I love Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard's a stud, but White is. Kate has had a good year for him, center. So I like some of the guys they have on the team. Brown was clearly the guy, and to get him in a position so when Tatum came back, I mean, really what Brown did and the rest of the Celtics was put the Celtics in a position to have Tatum make the decision to come back. Because if they were a 7th, 8th spot, kind of just loitering around the playoffs, like, I don't know. Let's just wait 2 more months. We'll be back, get it going next year. But you give Tatum a reason to come back, like, hey, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to go, and I can see the light there. Like, we have a chance to win a championship here. Let me get back going. So that's what Jaylen Brown did. I think this will probably, if you can vote for Cunningham, it wouldn't surprise me if this is your top 5. If Luka were to sneak in there, that wouldn't surprise me either. So I've kind of focused on the Western Conference guys, and the only reason I'm not taking Joker is because he's going to have like double-digit fewer wins. His team will have double-digit fewer wins than OKC and San Antonio. I think San Antonio has 61, so they don't have quite double-digit wins. Over, let's see, 60. They had 9 more wins than the Nuggets and Spurs do. So now it comes down to Wembanyama and Shea for me. It's a tough one because, look, you watch Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, that every time they need something, this guy gives it to him. It is incredible watching this guy play. I mean, offensively, you put him in the mid-range, it's a bucket. He gets to the foul line. Foul baiting or not, like, that's not his fault. Everybody gets mad at him for doing that. Get mad at the officials for calling that. Stop calling it. Stop calling it when players hook the arm of the defender. I mean, they have to figure out a way to detect that and not give them the benefit, or call an offensive foul occasionally. That might help. I mean, they got rid of the James Harden crap going to the hoop. They should be able to get rid of this. So I'm not going to get mad at him for it. He'd be stupid if he didn't take advantage of it. If they said, look, we're going to give you this. If you can't figure out a way to get yourself to the free throw line, then that's on you. But there's so much more to his offensive game than that. But mostly it's such a deep team, but they always rely on him. And how many times does this guy come through for him? Whether it's 3, getting to the hole, mid-range jump shot. I mean, and this team is loaded. That's the argument probably against him. It's so loaded that he doesn't have to do as much as the other guys to keep his teams competitive. I mean, Jay Williams, both of them, but, the one from Santa Clara mostly. I mean, he missed a lot of games this year. Holmgren, I mean, that's probably as good a 2-3 as you can ask for, being a star player. I mean, then you get Hartenstein, who is fantastic. Wiggins, Mitchell. I forget all their players because all their players, Dort, they just kind of blend together. Wallace, they just kind of blend together. It's like they all seem to do the same type of thing. I mean, they're all very good defensively. It's the best defensive team in basketball. They get deflections. They'll hit some threes for you. It's just a really, really, really good team. So you could say, I mean, this team would make the playoffs without Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. That's how good they are. They'd make the playoffs without him. No problem. With him, they become a 64, 65, 66 win basketball team. So, that's your best player on the best team argument. For Wembanyama, the argument is, and he said this, defense is half the game. And he's the best defensive player in the game, and it's not even close. It's not just the shots that he blocks, it's the shots that he affects, and it's the shots that aren't even taken because of him. You know how many times I watch a Spurs game and somebody drives in or kicks it in and he's there and they just pass it back out? It's like a simple little 5-footer against most teams. Not him. You don't realize how high you have to throw that ball. Like, it's way up in the air to get it over him. It's insane watching this guy play defense. He unfurls. It's like, boop, blocks it right back in your face. That, and his best move offensively, and he's got a lot of moves, but his best move is just throw it up to him, let him dunk it. It's like watching youth basketball, and the best player on the team is the big guy, and you just throw it to him, and he holds it over his head, and all the other kids are jumping and swatting at it and jumping. But this is the NBA. That shouldn't happen, but it does. They throw lobs to him, and he just catches it, and he gets off the ground about that much. Clack, 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 clack. It's insane. It just is insane. It's a weapon that no other team has. Nobody has that, where they can just throw it up to a dude who's super tall and just dunk it. Like, most guys actually have to jump on alley-oops. He doesn't have to jump on alley-oops. Well, I mean, he does a little bit. He can shoot the 3-ball. I mean, he'll get better at it. He's not great at it now. He's got a pull-up game. He gets to the rim. The only thing I could say is, will he get stronger so he could post up a little bit more? But you got to talk about nitpicking. Nitpick. Maybe he doesn't get any stronger. Maybe like this is him filled out. Maybe this is him filled out. The only thing I worry about with Wembanyama is anytime he falls, I'm like, oh God, don't just like, because you're just expecting guys that are that big when they fall, it's going to be really awkward and they're going to hurt themselves or break something, because they're thinking of like Chuck Nevitt and my pal Manute Bol, R.I.P. Love Manute. But those guys, they were awkward, right? They're like 7'7", 7'5", 7'4". Even Sean Bradley, who was fairly athletic for how tall he was, isn't this guy. This guy's like, he falls down, it's like, oh, okay, it's okay. All right. He's like a Stretch Armstrong. It's like somebody took a 6'7" guy and just stretched him out to 7'4". Ooh. Go play. Go have fun. Wee. And then he just goes out and kicks ass. Like, it's amazing. He also has a good team. Maybe not quite as deep as what Shai Gilgeous has in OKC, but this is a good team. Stephon Castle's a badass. Like, that dude is a bad ass. I love his game. This guy is serious about basketball, and he's serious about getting into your ass on defense too. Like, he's like, you see me smiling, motherfucker? I ain't smiling. Let's go. That's Stephon Castle. We seem to have forgotten, maybe, or some people maybe seem to have forgotten how good De'Aaron Fox is. Because remember, he was with Sacramento for that one glorious year. They lost to the Warriors in the playoffs. What a great series that was. I thought we'd have 2 or 3 more of those series, and then the Kings just do what Kings do, did what the Kings do, and then just, I mean, you give away, I mean, De'Aaron Fox leaves, and then like you just, I mean, it's like the guy that was wearing a Brooks Brothers suit, and he's doing a great job. He's like, hey, every time you see him, he's driving a nice car, going to nice restaurants, and you're like, oh, that guy's, you got it together, Bill. Like, nice, congratulations, man. He goes, yeah, everything's going good. And then you lose track of him for a couple of years, and you see him, he's fucking like a hobo with drinking out of a paper bag. Bill? What happened? Nah, I guess the Kings. Like if you were like if you saw them a couple years ago, you'd be like, oh shoot, they kind of have it going on. They got Darren Fox, they got Sabonis, Keegan Murray's having a good year. Okay, Malik Monk's not bad. Okay, yeah, I kind of see where you're going. Yeah, okay. Go on vacation, maybe leave the country, and then come back and go. Oh man, what happened to the Hobo Kings? What did they do? How did they get DeRozan and Westbrook and Levine? And why? Why and how? It just because the Kings are just they look at the owner. Look at the owner. Nobody realizes this, but they should. It all starts at the top. We can talk about GMs and coaches and players and drafts, and it all starts at the top. You have a good owner, you have a chance. You have a shitty owner, this is what happens. Even when you think you had it figured out, like you thought, like, hey, whoa, hey. Oh. I mean, even like bad owners like stumble across something occasionally. It's like, hey, we got no, and then you find a way to screw it up. You just find a way to screw it up. So their loss, San Antonio's gain. So Castle, Fox, Vassell, who was like the one guy there before anybody else got there. I was like, hey, this guy can play. I kind of like him. He's pretty good. Champagny, like no one knew who this guy was like 2-3 years ago. Champagne, who? So I mean, like that is an organization that has a culture, and they've managed to, and then they got lucky. They tanked as well. Nobody was paying attention back then. OKC tanked as well. No one paid as close attention because there weren't 10 teams doing it. When 10 teams are doing it, then your league has a little bit of a problem. So you're thinking, oh, well, this sucks. Like every other game on the schedule. Let's look at the games on the schedule real quick. Tonight. Let's see. Miami Raptors. Okay, that's at least 2 teams that are trying. Bulls Wizards. Good God. Celtics Knicks. Okay. Pacers Nets. Holy smokes. Awful. Sixers Rockets. Okay. Lakers Warriors. Well, kind of okay. Maybe it could have been okay. So we have like a few games that are pretty good. Celtics Knicks is the best one. That's the best game. Lakers Warriors would have been really good if everyone was playing, but they're not. But my God, like Bulls Wizards, Pacers Nets, like how do you even go to those games? How do you go to those games? I have no idea. All right, so this is a close one to me. This is really close because both teams are good. Both teams have over 60 wins. Both teams have really good teams around them. And I even mentioned like Harrison Barnes on that team, Fournette on that team, Johnson. I think his name's Johnson. I'm going to make sure I just threw that out there just for the hell of it because I wanted to mention him. He comes off the bench for them, and he's really good. I think it's Keldon Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Yeah. And then Harper. If I didn't even mention Harper, the rookie. So they're both really good teams. I would go. I'd still probably go Shea. But if you wanted to go Wembanyama or Joker, I'm okay. Like if you value defense that much, and I think we should value defense more. It's over the last 10 years. That's probably been the best use of analytics, even though they're misunderstood, the defensive metrics, defensive war, defensive games, stuff like that. I still think it sheds a light on defense and like who the better defenders are. I don't think they get it all right. I don't think it's as accurate as the offensive analytics, but at least gives you an idea of who plays defense and who's a good defender or bad defender. I don't know if it does a great job of zeroing in on like, why is this guy better than that guy? Why is this guy better than that guy? Like Wembanyama is way better than Shea, of course. And so Yeah, look, they don't get me started on the play-in tournament. The play-in tournament, it to me is just anyway. So I'm gonna go Shea by a smidge over Wembanyama, and then Joker second. If you want him in that order, fine. If you want Joker one, cool. If you want Wembanyama one, fine. Those are the three, though. I think those are the three that should get the first place votes. Jaylen Brown probably gets some. I can't completely argue that what he did for that Celtic team this year. And look, while we're talking play-in, we weren't. While I'm talking, because you brought it up. Remember this: it's an important game that doesn't exist. There are no play-in stats available. Once the game takes place, it's over, it's done with, it disappears. It's gone. Do you know who scored the most points in a play-in game? No, you don't. Unless you just happen to remember, because they don't keep stats for play-in games. That's how important those games are. Play-in games were supposed to help with tanking. Missed on that one. But play-in games do bring in revenue. They're cool with that. And I've always said this. Look, if you turn a game into a de facto game 7, people are going to watch. People like game 7s. That's part of the allure of the NCAA tournament, single elimination. Now, this isn't quite that, because a couple times you could lose a game in the 7-8 and still have another shot. And 9-10, if you win, you still have to play. But isn't 82 games enough to figure it out who belongs in the playoffs? Isn't it enough? To me, yes. We don't need to invite 9 and 10. Go away, do better next year, win some more games, try to get to the playoffs in the 82 we give everybody. You don't get a couple more cracks at it, because it most certainly did not eliminate tanking. Wasn't even close to eliminating tanking. But people like it. Sponsors like it. It'll be there, just like the midseason tournament. All right, Rookie of the Year. I think you probably know who I'm going with, Rookie of the Year, because wins matter. I'm going Con Knippel of the Charlotte Hornets over Cooper Flagg. And it's such a similar discussion for me, in that Cooper Flagg's better than Knippel, much like Joker is better than Wemby and Shea right now. I don't think anybody argues that Joker is the best player in the game. If you do, I'd like to hear the arguments, but he, to me, maybe not unanimous, but consensus best player of the game. If you were to ask GMs and people in basketball who's going to be the better player, who is the better player, they'll tell you Cooper Flagg, the better player. The man put up 97 points in back-to-back games 3 games ago. 51-46 or 51-45. Is it 96 or 97? But Cooper Flagg's better than Con Knippel. There isn't one GM that would take Con Knippel over Cooper Flagg. Not one. But Knippel's on a team that's going to the playoffs, or play-in game. Knippel's on a team that has won 43 games this year. Cooper Flagg, 25 games this year. You may say, well, Tom, that's not Cooper Flagg's fault. He's surrounded by a worse team, a worse cast than Knippel is. And you're absolutely right. Knippel has Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball. Like, they have a pretty solid squad. But this isn't just, hey, he's on a better team, let's give it to him. His numbers are comparable to Cooper Flagg's. Like, they're pretty close to Cooper Flagg's. The points and rebounds are down from Cooper Flagg. I'll pop them up here for you in just a second. Con Knippel, averaging 18.7, 3.4 assists, 5.3 rebounds. Solid, and he's played in 79 games. If he plays the last 2 games of this year, he'll be one short of a full season. Like, who does that anymore? Nobody. I love the fact that he came in and said, okay, we're playing. Now, probably got a little bit lucky, didn't get hurt. No, nobody's resting. He's like, we're not resting in Charlotte. We've rested for like 15 years. But the amount of games he's played and the contributions he's made to a winning team, 43 and 37 versus 25 and 55. That is such a massive gap. And they are close enough in their stats. To me, this one would be easy. And it's not like Cooper Flagg hasn't played. If he plays the last two, he'll play 70. So he's played as well. He's averaging 21, 4.6, 6.7. And obviously the biggest difference is Knippel's a much better three-point shooter than Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg a better playmaker. They ask him to do a lot more. He is the initiator of the offense, whereas in Charlotte, LaMelo Ball's the initiator of the offense. But it's just, to me, winning has to count for something. Other people feel differently. Other people say, let's give it to the best player. Who's the rookie of the year? Who's the best rookie this year? Cooper Flagg. MVP, who's the best player? Jokic. Okay, let's give it to them. Cool. That's fine. But when it's close, and I think it is, especially in this case, you might have an argument if you wanted to say it's not that close MVP, like Joker's that much better than everybody else. You might have a case there. I mean, he just amazes me how good he is. So, but in this situation, they're very close. And the 18-game difference in wins between Con Knippel and Cooper Flagg has me saying Cooper Flagg is a rookie. I mean, Con Knippel is a rookie of the year. So that it'd be 1-2 in that order. Yeah, I mean, those are the two guys. Edgecombe got off to a really nice start in Philly, but he hasn't been as good. It's those two guys are going to get 1-2. Everyone that votes is going to be 1-2. I'm going Knippel. I think Flagg's going to win. I think Flagg's probably going to win, but I would go with Knippel. Yeah, Knippel's bigger than Jeff Hornacek. And it's such a different game. It's so hard to compare guys from now and then. The game was so different back then. But yeah, Hornacek was fantastic. And I don't know. I guess maybe, I mean, you're saying more upside. Hornacek was pretty good. Made a couple all-star teams. Like that guy was nails, man. Remember what he did at the free throw line? Rub the face. Hornacek, and then bam. Bam. Nah, he was good. Like he'd be the last guy picked at the park too, because the hair was like slicked down. You're like, can this guy play? Can this guy play? And then you go out there and he just busts your ass. Like be like, oh, whoa, hey, somebody get that white dude. Check that dude. Jeff Hornacek was fantastic though. Yeah, it has been a good rookie class, no doubt about it. So a quick word, and then I'll take some comments. But the 65 game rule. Now, let's understand the 65 game rule was put into place when Adam Silver was negotiating TV deals with Prime, I guess, and Peacock and ESPN and whoever else. How many streaming services are there? NBC, because they don't want these products. Like they don't. How many times over the last couple years did, like, just to take a game for an example, Warriors and Milwaukee plays, and Steph and Giannis are sitting out because they're resting, or maybe they got a little boo boo and they can't play, and it's like, oh, we're gonna be careful, we're not gonna play you, and it's like a Thursday night nationally televised basketball game. And you're like, oh, this is gonna be sweet. Bucks, Warriors, Steph, Giannis. Ooh, no. I'm going to go watch something else. I don't want to watch this. And again, it happened across the league. It happened to a bunch of different teams. So Adam Silver had to reassure these streaming services and whoever was bidding on these TV contracts that these guys are going to play. And I got to put a mechanism in there to force them to play. Because if I don't, they won't, and we're not going to get as much money. And that's all he was concerned about. How do I get the most money possible? Look, don't blame him as much for that as blame the owners. The owners are the ones that tell the commissioners, whether it's Goodell, Manfred, Silver, like, look, get us the most money. We want to make as much money as possible. Don't really care how you do it. Just go do it. So, when Silver goes out there and is trying to get the most money possible, that's the reason TNT doesn't stay on with them, because of not just the money, but the streaming service. And now you're going global, and now you got, so there's all kinds of stuff that goes along with it. But the money is hugely important to the owners. So in doing so, you got to you fracture it up, you chop it up and go, okay, Prime gets this, Peacock gets that, streaming service gets that, no, NBC, we'll put those games on NBC, and then ESPN gets this. And then, so it's just, you're hopping around trying to find stuff. But to get that type of money, he had to try to reassure them they're going to play. Okay, let's put in the 65 game rule. I'm going to put in the 65 game rule to force them to play all NBA, 65 games, awards, 65 games. So it's incentives that are affected. The all NBA one's the big one, because I don't know exactly how it works, but when you make an all NBA team, it triggers these massive contracts. Like, you can get these max contracts that 40, 50, 60, 70, $80 million a year when you make an all NBA team. And you can get the 5 years, you can get more money. So it's just, you get more money, like a lot more money, if you make the all NBA team. So this was going to force the players to play. Well, problem is sometimes guys actually get hurt. They're not just sitting out to sit out. Cade Cunningham is going to have 64 games played this year. He won't be eligible for all NBA. Now, again, I said this earlier in the show, there are exceptions that can be made. I'm not sure exactly what those are. I tried to find, I couldn't find them, what the exceptions are. But, you got a collapsed lung. Should I come back and play to keep my all NBA status alive? I'm out there freaking with an inhaler trying to run up and down the court. Oh, I'm gonna get to 65 games. That's all we need. Like Cade Cunningham, one of the bright young superstars in the game, just dying on the court because both his lungs collapsed. I was trying to play, and I just can you imagine? Dude's running up to get that lung going again. Making the lungs all clogged. Bro, you got 2 lungs. Use the other one. You want to get to 65 games, be a man. They would have done it in the 80s. Joe Dumars would have played with a collapsed lung. What's wrong with you? You kidding me? Bad boy Pistons didn't even need lungs. They just go play and then beat your ass without lungs. They'd take their lung out and beat you with it, is what they would do. Lungs. Pussy. Really? 2 lungs to play? Get out there. You want to make all NBA? You want to get MVP? Go play. Oh, man. So Cade Cunningham obviously belongs on the all NBA teams. Probably first team. And if he doesn't get the exception, sorry, 64 games. I can get 65. Give me another one. God damn it. I can make it. He's like the dude chasing the bus, and the bus is just taking off. Hold on just a second. Let me catch the bus. Luka is a guy who absolutely would have made all NBA teams. Which one? First, second, not sure. But Luka right now has 64 games. Oops. missed by 1. So that's Luka that's missed by 1. That's Cade that's missed by 1. I mean, it's. I'm looking at this right now. Shea got there. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was hurt earlier this year. He's got 68. Easy. He's good to go. I know Wemby was close. Wemby has 63 right now, so he needs to play in the last 2 games, and I know he has a bruised rib. So let's see. They're out. When do they play next? So Wembanyama's going to have to play the last 2 games of the season to get to 65. So let's say he plays in none or 1. You could have all NBA teams without Wembanyama, Cade Cunningham, Luka Doncic. Wembanyama will miss by 3. Luka and Cade will miss by 1. That's not an all NBA team. Like, that just isn't. And like, rules are rules are rules are rules. I get it. But these rules were designed to keep people on the court when they're healthy. You can't force guys to go out there and play when they're injured. In fact, if they wanted to, like if they pushed Wembanyama, can you imagine if they pushed him or he pushed them to get him on the court for 65 games? Like, I need to get to 65 games. And he hurts the rib worse and misses the first round of the playoffs. Or he comes back next game, gets hurt, still doesn't get to 65, and then has to sit out a couple games in the playoffs of the first round because he was trying to play when he shouldn't have played. This rule to me was for guys like Kawhi Leonard, who actually played. I should look. The one year, like everybody else is like, and in Kawhi probably has 65 games. He's played a lot this year. 64. He's gonna get to 65, I think, and that's got to be the first time in a long time that he's got to 65. This is Kawhi over the last few years. 64, 37. Oh, he got to 68 in 23, 24, 50, 52, 57, 60, 9, 74, 72, 64, 65. So Kawhi would have qualified if they had the 65-game rule for his whole career. He would have qualified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years. That is what they're trying to stay away from. They're trying to stay away from the best players in the game just sitting because they had a hangnail or they didn't feel quite right or the team wanted them to sit. Let's not put this all on the players. The teams want these guys to sit because they have an investment in these guys and they want to keep them healthy. What do they want to keep them healthy for? The playoffs. I shouldn't get so mad at fans who think big picture all the time because that's what the teams are telling you to do. That's what the league's telling you to do. I mean, the league's telling you the regular season sucks and it's not that important. But just try to get to the playoffs. That's what the teams are telling you when they rest these players. How many times have you heard this? If we could just get him back by end of February, we can play, 20 games and get ready for the playoffs. We don't have to have him. What did the Dodgers do last year? Blake Snell, take some time off. You're good. Don't worry about it. We just need you for the playoffs. Glass now, hurt. We'll be careful with you too. We'll get you for the playoffs. We're good to go. All those guys pitched in the playoffs. They won the World Series. Barely, but won the World Series. So that's what teams are telling you now. Football's not quite that way because there's only 17 games. And it's kind of hard to say to the rest of the team, hey, go put your skull on the line. We're going to have 3 guys resting. So you're not going to be as good as you should be, but just go out there and give it a shot and hopefully you don't get hurt. Football's different. Basketball, baseball, it's like we're so concerned with the future and the big picture and the playoffs. So there are regular seasons that happen, right? They're regular seasons. There's 82 games. People pay to come watch these games. We watch these games on TV. Like we pay our cable, we pay a streaming service, we pay whether it's YouTube or DirecTV or whatever you have. I mean, yeah, once you pay, you don't got to pay to watch each game individually unless you sign up like I do for all the streaming services. You do that. Or if you sign up for the league pass, got that too. And so you're paying for this, whether you're going to the games or not, in a way. You want to see guys play. You want to see guys play. But when the league tells you, when the league has to put in a midseason tournament to make you interested, they are telling you the regular season sucks. It's not that interesting. We're going to try to get you interested in it. We're going to try to get the players interested in it. And oh, by the way, do you think the players are really interested in the play-in tournament? They'd be a lot less interested if they didn't get $500,000 for winning that thing. Can you imagine telling the players we're going to do the play-in tournament? What do we get? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, fun. I'll play. I mean, unless I go out. Maybe I'm over at New York that night, or the Bellagio getting hammered. And if I do that, I probably won't play in that game, but whatever. It's a regular season game, and I'm not getting anything for it anyway. So why should I play? Well, you got a point. All right, let's give you 500,000. Does that interest you? Yeah, it kind of does. 500,000 is not. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if there's like, I don't know if we get back to the regular season ever meaning as much as it should. I get it, but we just want to see guys play. So back to the 65 game rule. That's what that was intended for. So here's my thoughts on this. You get injury exceptions, and you only get so many games where you're healthy, where you can rest. That's it. And I'm not sure how you do it. I don't know if you need an independent doctor to come look at these players and say that they can play. They can absolutely play. Or if you sit out one game, you got to sit out like 2 games. I don't know. But it's not fair for guys that have ripped hamstrings, collapsed lungs, rib injuries that are sitting out and are going to be penalized at the end of the year because they're going to miss the 65 game threshold by 1 game or 2 games when they have legitimate injuries. Now, I'll have to go back and look and see how many times they sat out when maybe they shouldn't have sat out. And look, if you want to make the case for Luka, hey, get in better shape. If you get in better shape, then maybe you wouldn't get these soft tissue injuries. You might have a point. I'm not sure what you do during the offseason for collapsed lung. That one I don't know. I'm not sure what you do to strengthen your ribs. Don't know. But I do know that if Luka and Wembanyama and Cade are not on an all-NBA team, it's not really an all-NBA team. It doesn't completely tell the story of the year, and those guys deserve to be recognized for how good they've been this year. All right, we're going to get on out of here. Let's take some comments. You got any comments you want to throw up there? We can do that. God damn, my ass hurts. Oh, have you ever, like, I did this today. I'm wondering if anybody out there has ever done this, where you're like not really paying attention, and I can't get my feet up all the way as close as I want to put my socks on. Have you ever like put your sock on, you're not paying attention, and you get it on, you like pull it up, and one toe didn't go in, and you just bend that thing backwards? Oh, killing me. I didn't even realize it. I was like looking at, I think it's Lulu or whatever, and I was like, hey, I just pulled my sock up, and one toe didn't go in the sock, and it just bent the crap out of it. Oh, that was painful. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a couple comments. Any thoughts on JJ ripping into Rui and Jerry? I used to have coaches rip into me all the time. Nelly used to rip into me. Lou used to get, not rip. Well, Lou used to get on me, but not in the same way Nelly got on me. My coach Bill Mulligan at Irvine used to get on me. I must have done something that made these guys upset, but no, I really don't. Those are like, I don't know if they're normal now. They're normal when I played. So I can't even really, it's hard for me to go, oh, he can't do that, or they got to do it. It happens. You move on. And just as long as everybody, after the game, like you can be good with each other after the game. And as a player, you understand what the coach is trying to tell you. And as a coach, you understand that, you know what? JJ was a player too, so he understands how hard it is out there and some of the mistakes that are going to be made. But when you're in the middle of it, I mean, you say stuff all the time that maybe I don't want to say you don't mean because maybe you mean it, but you could have put it differently. Like example, I mean, do you think? I mean, Matt Chapman when he said to Schmidt, "Catch the fucking ball." I mean, Schmidt's trying to catch, obviously, and then Chapman's probably like, I could have said that differently. But you look, you're losing, you're getting your head beat in. You're not. It's hard sometimes, man. You get frustrated out there. 'Cause I've said so many things and have things said to me so many times over the course of my career where you're just like, damn. But then afterwards, have a beer or you just sit down in the locker room and talk it out. No, there's no hard feelings. Everybody understands what everybody's trying to do out there. So I don't know if today it's different. Like if guys are a little more sensitive to that type of criticism, but that's what I grew up in. I was like Bane. I was molded in it. Can't remember the whole line. Soak the toe. No, it doesn't hurt now. I'm good now. But when I pulled it back, it was like just caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting to yank my toe back. Like I thought, get my sock on, pull it up, we're good, moving on. But no. And then of course, like my back got wrenched because I was like, I'm a mess. It feels like someone advanced brand news and prove they're right, but it really means, yeah. You know what's interesting in NorCal is like I like looking at advanced stats, but I make up my own mind whether they mean anything to me or not, or whether it makes sense. And I don't know if people just make up advanced stats so they can prove they're right. I don't know that they don't do that. You may be onto something. You may be onto something. And I think some people come up with advanced stats that are hard to figure out. So they feel like, hey, you got to be really smart to figure this one out. Like, well, fucking explain it to me. You're the one that came up with this shit. What? I mean, help me out here. Like, if you want me to use this, if you want me to use it, like, and again, I look at a lot of advanced stats. You can get in the weeds on advanced stats way too deep, and I try not to do that because then you're right. It feels like guys are just making stuff up. And it's like, okay, that's enough, especially the defensive stats. And so, but I mean, look, I'm all about efficiency too. I like efficiency, which is why the game is what it is. Why do you think teams shoot threes all the time? It's efficiency. Everything's efficiency. Everything in baseball is about efficiency. Everything in basketball is about efficiency. I'm so tired of that fucking word, efficiency, because as I've said, I should write a book when efficiency gets in the way of entertainment. Because while efficiency is good, it's sometimes not the most entertaining. And what do we watch sports for? To be entertained. So, so anyway, but as far as stats, like in advanced stats, yeah, I mean, I look them up to kind of see where guys are, not necessarily like where they rank or just is a guy as good on defense as I think he is, or is he as bad on defense as I think he is? Most of the time, I can figure that out myself. Basketball wise, baseball's a little tougher. What are the 3 or 4 stats you value the most when evaluating a team or a player? Oh man, it depends. Like positionally, it makes a difference. I like a good free throw rate, like a guy that gets to the free throw line. Assist to turnover ratio is good. Effective field goal percentage, or you can go true shooting percentage if you want. That's like points divided by field goal, or field goal attempts divided by points. So I always look at not how many points you scored, how many shots it took you to get there. Like Steph's really good at this. Steph will have 30 points on 17 shots. Not as much as he used to, but he was so efficient. And he was efficient because he got to the free throw line a little bit and he hit threes. That's why everybody loved James Harden, because James Harden was one of the most efficient players, if not the most efficient player on a given year back in the day, because you look at how many points he scored versus how many shots he took. He didn't even shoot a good percentage. He was usually around 42%, but he got to the free throw line a ton and he hit a lot of threes. And if you hit a lot of threes, get to the free throw line, your efficiency is going to go way, way up. So I don't look at field goal percentage as much as I used to because it's such a different game. But I would say free throw rate, offensive rebounding still means something to me. Assist to turnovers, because I like guys that don't turn the ball over. Although I do understand that if you're going to be creative and you're a really good player, you have the ball in your hands a lot, you're going to have some turnovers. That's just the way it is. But that's it. I mean, that's basically it. Can you defend the three? When it comes to teams, I look at that. Like if I'm going into a game like tonight, I'll look at how the Lakers defend the three. The one thing the Lakers do, I'll have to look and make sure, better than anybody, was get to the free throw line and limit free throws. And that is such a huge win for a team. If you can pick up, let's say, 8 points at the free throw line, maybe you don't shoot a better percentage, but you get there more. So 8 points, I mean, that's huge. Pick up 8 points just on the free throw line. So that's the one thing the Lakers have kind of always tried to balance, right? Free throws, they're great at going to the free throw line, great at keeping you out the free throw line, but they used to get beaten up on the 3-point shot. They just weren't very good. They didn't shoot the three very well. That's changed a little bit with Luka. All right, a couple more, and then we'll get on out of here. Tomorrow I'll be heading up to Sacktown for a little Kings Warriors planned tournament kill. What would have been some interesting 8-seed races. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I agree. I don't even look at those anymore. I don't even look at like the 8-seed races, and I agree. They would have been fun. I mean, you have the Suns and the Clippers, although that would have been Suns, Clippers, Trailblazers, Warriors. Yeah, that maybe the Warriors get a little bit closer, but Trailblazers, Clippers would have been a fun 8-seed. And then I know the East is like crazy because you have the Heat at 41 and 38, the Hornets at 43 and 37, the Sixers at 43 and 36, the Magic at 44 and 36, the Raptors at 44 and 35, the Hawks at 45 and 35. So for the 8th seed in the East, like not counting tiebreakers, there's still like 4 teams up for grabs for the 8th seed, 7 or 8. So yeah, people kind of forget about that. They kind of forget hey, you know what? Those were still kind of fun, the 8th seed. And so anyway, all right. Hope everybody has a great day. Again, anyone else? Go ahead, show that one since you already put it up there. I haven't watched the Masters, but yeah, I'm with you. Like, my buddy said he went to watch it today. I think it was Ogden actually said he went to watch it today, and you got to watch it on the app on Thursday. That's what Ogden said. So I usually don't watch it until tomorrow, but mostly the weekend. I keep track of it. But yeah, I love watching the Masters. But Saturday, Sunday, let's see what we got here. Advantage Burns is tied for Sam Burns. 5 under. Rory's 5 under. Justin Rose 4. The man with the most punchable face on the tour, Patrick Reed, is 3. Jason Day. I always like Jason Day. I like to see Jason Day do something. 3 under. Kitayama 3 under. Schauffele, my guy who I picked, 2 under. Scheffler 2 under. Spieth. So yeah, I mean, the Masters is so much fun to watch. I was telling Ogden before the show, back in the day, you couldn't even watch the front 9. Like they really, you want to talk about constricting or restricting coverage. That was way back in the day. You didn't get to start watching until like the 10th hole. You had no idea what 1 through 9 looked like for years. Like, oh man, I wonder what hole 2 looks like. It'd be so cool to see that. Now you get to see all the holes. So yeah. Won't watch as much tomorrow since I'll be going up to Sac, as I've told you guys. But yeah, Saturday and Sunday I got nothing. I'm sitting on my ass watching the Masters. Can't wait. It'll be so much fun. Can't wait. From Bart Scott. Can't wait. Somebody just threw up deflections for things I look at. Yes, absolutely. Good call. I didn't think about that one, but yeah. All right, everybody have a great Thursday. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the games. Next week we'll have a good idea of where everybody's stacked up. We're still gonna have playing games that we're doing. I'm gonna try because I'll be traveling, so I might bring my stuff with me, just throw it in my bag and do a show from the hotel room. We did a number of those last year. That was kind of fun. Just sit in the hotel room, grab a beer, and talk some hoops for 45 minutes or so, do a little post game. So we'll do that as long as the Warriors are still in the mix for the postseason. And then maybe we'll do some stuff for the NBA playoffs, depending as maybe we get further into the playoffs, or if it's a big game and you guys want me to hop on and talk about a certain matchup or a certain game, I'd certainly be willing to do that as well. So everybody have a great day, and we'll look forward to talking to you next Monday. We're going to have somebody come on, talk Giants. I'll give you a clue. Talk Giants, talk Masters. You can figure that one out. Until then, have a great weekend. See you.
And remember this, Tommy T, cash and tickets is what it's all about.